right now we're getting to our Sens Central standouts presented by the Glebe Central Pub. On the way there, the helmet. Okay, I got to get this helmet story out, Bill.
I don't even know this story. Let's hear it.
Oh, so okay. Stolen Valor, and we already asked Nick DeFazio. He said we're able to wear it, so we've been knighted to wear these helmets in honor of the Ottawa Senators and what the Ottawa Fire Service does for us.
It's an honor.
Now, I use carry-on only when I travel. So, obviously, I don't have enough room. So I have this thing hooked onto my backpack. So I'm Stolen Valor the whole way through. Everyone thinks I'm a firefighter. Carrying my helmet through the Pearson Airport. Plane's delayed. I'm taking up all kinds of room. I've got my big carry-on. I got my bag and this. This thing is not small. It's not light. Okay, so I'm carrying it this whole way. Then I go to work today. I come back, and it's sitting on the couch right beside me. I was like, I just carried this thing so far. I embarrassed myself time and time again because I don't deserve to wear this on a day-to-day basis. So I said, you know what? I'm going to wear this for the first 2 minutes of the game. Sens have been inconsistent. I'm going to wear it for 2 minutes. Okay. Guess what happens?
Goal.
Claude Giroux scores the goal. Okay. So I'm already feeling good. Then my food arrives. I had some great fried chicken tonight. Fried rice with chicken. Nice. Great meal. But obviously I'm not going to wear this while I eat. I take it off. Guess what? Patrick Kane scores while it's off. So I put it back on, Pilsy, and then all of a sudden it's bang, 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 bang. Sens win the game. So I don't know if I just, went backwards into a new, what do you call it? A ritual or a superstition?
Yep.
But I might have.
Hey.
I might have to wear this helmet wherever I am when the Senators play.
I was going to say, if that's what you got to do, Ross, you got to do that because this team needs any kind of mojo, any kind of superstitions, anything behind the scenes that can help them get more 5-1 wins up against division rivals. Let's go.
All right, lead us off, Pilsy. Our Sens Central standouts presented by the Glebe Central Pub following an Ottawa Senators 5-1 road win against their Atlantic Division rival, the Detroit Red Wings.
You know what? We're a hashtag goalie-friendly show, and this is a 5-1 game. My first Sens Central standout, Joonas Korpisalo. I mean, 30 saves, 31 shots. Patty Kane beats you, but that's a nice shot from a great player. I'm not going to get too upset there. But he had a lot of really great saves. Like, there was one chance, I'm trying to find it in my notes, but he had to make like 3 or 4 saves in a row. And there was just so many opportunities that the Red Wings had where Korpisalo was sharp. I thought he played an overall solid game. Not a lot of rebound chances. The glove hand was looking nice. He had a couple good shoulder saves. He didn't have any of those weird, is he going to play the puck? Is he not going to play the puck? Miscommunications with the defenseman. So even though Korpisalo's been sitting on the bench for a little bit here, he came in and he got the job done. So shout out Joonas Korpisalo.
I like that. Read that, Pilsy. But Joonas Korpisalo was awesome in this game, especially in the first period there when the Red Wings had 7 shots. So the way this game started, I think, is the perfect example for how Joonas Korpisalo deserves a ton of credit in this game. Look, Ottawa gets the power play. They cash in right away, 2 minutes in. But the shots are 5-0 Ottawa until Brady takes a hard slashing penalty and probably one, like, I don't know, whatever. He takes the penalty. And on that power play, it ends up being a 5-on-3. So it's extended beyond 2 minutes. Detroit got 7 shots on that man advantage, the 2. And those weren't easy shots to face in the first 6-7 minutes of the game. He was incredible, man. Not only that, I thought there were a couple times where Detroit started to get a lot of zone time, and he would just, catch the puck, quick whistle. Best skill that's underrated by a goalie is having the acumen and ability, and Craig Anderson was great with this, is knowing when to freeze the puck just to take a breath.
Yes.
There were some times where Ottawa could have easily, or Korpisalo could have easily moved the puck and they could have just broken out slow. But he recognized, and I remember one in particular where JBD was kind of like, out there for a minute 10, and he goes, no, I'll just cover it. All good. We'll just take the face off. And then to your point, Pilsy, and they go 59% in the dot.
Yeah, especially when you're recognizing your team is dominating in the dot. And that's kind of one of those check the game notes as well, right? Like no JT Compher, now Dylan Larkin's out. So these guys are weak up the middle. They're already playing 11-7. So slow it down, take the face off, get possession. And allow your team to control the pace of the game here. You don't need to be chucking it out and trying to make sure that they're staying fast. Slow it down, control the game, possess the puck. And I thought that was a good job by Corpy. So that's why I wanted to give him a shout out right off the bat.
For sure. Chad agrees that was a Corpy win tonight. And a lot of people, like our guy Matt, who was at the Glebe Central Pub on Thursday as well, are saying that you win and you're in. So I want the chat to let us know here while we're talking about Korpisalo.
Yep.
He's probably going to start, right?
Oh, yeah. Next game. I give him the start up against Carolina for sure. Because then, Ross, you got a back-to-back right after that. So then Forsberg's going to get back in the mix here too. So that's not too long of a break.
And we'll have time to break down the Carolina game on Monday, but they've literally gone Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, and now are flying across the country to Ottawa to play there. So that's
and it hasn't been easy on them. Rod Brindamore said in the first period when he was getting interviewed on the bench, I think we're going to lose 50-0. They were down 5-0 to the Oilers right off the hop.
We know he likes his hyperbole, eh? They didn't get swept.
Yeah, although that wasn't too far off. I think the Edmonton Oilers broke a franchise record for fastest goals scored. They had 2 goals in the first minute of the game. And you're talking about a team that had Gretzky, Messier, like these guys were absolute killers. And that was the night they get the record for fastest goals. Like, sheesh.
That's amazing. So Joonas Korpisalo, our number one Sens Central standout. And Matthew points out that was Joonas Korpisalo's 100th career win. So stick taps to Joonas Korpisalo for his 100th career win in this game. All right. So with my first Sens Central standout, Pilsy, I know we're going to get to the defensemen, so I'm going to leave them. I want to group them all together. Vladimir Tarasenko stays hot. Like this guy, when he's at the top of his game, he's so fun to watch because I was sold on him as a goal scorer, a sniper. This guy's just as good, if not a better playmaker. And I don't know what took them so long to put him with Tim Stützle, but those two together are making magic out on the ice. I love the style that they play together. They feed off each other. And Tarasenko, he's throwing his body around down low. He was giving himself some extra ice. So I want to shout out Vladimir Tarasenko as a guy who went 13 games without a goal. And now, yeah, it's not, in the back of the net for him tonight, but what it is it's a game where he can, it is in the back. I knew he scored a goal and an assist in this game for Tarasenko. Oh, yeah. So for me, it's him doing the little things on the ice that are now being paid off. And now all of a sudden he's on a little stretch where it's a heater from a cold streak. So hopefully Kubelik's next doing that.
Yeah, well, and Ross, the good thing is this is especially important for Vladimir Tarasenko to get hot right now because he was struggling, and rightfully so, on that line with Kubalik and Chartier. So now he gets elevated onto a line with some playmakers like Tim Stützle and Drake Batherson. If he had stayed cold, then maybe DJ Smith is like, okay, I'm sending you back down. You can't do it with these guys. We'll just send you back down here. But he's showing DJ Smith, hey, I'm a perennial 30 goal scorer. Like, put me with some offensive guys here. Give me some support. Give me the puck here. And now he's getting it and he's making the most of it. And yeah, like Nick Spence says, Tarasenko, Stützle, Batherson is pretty much the top line here. So I love to see it from Vladimir Tarasenko.
And I just want to do it snake style because it's on his line. Dude, that pass Drake Batherson made gets him a standout from me.
Yeah.
He creates, he opens ice, he creates time as well with the pullback. And then a little one-hop saucer pass. It was just brilliant. And Timmy has a great finish, comes in with speed, but like that's when Batherson's at his best. He's manipulating in the offensive zone. Never going to beat you with straight speed, but it's the little intricacies with the way he positions his stick that allows him to create. And his passing was unreal tonight.
Yep, agreed. And that's the playmaking ability he's able to have. Yeah, exactly. Like Jordy's saying there. My next Sens Central standout, we already talked about it a little bit, but Claude Giroux. I mean, Claude Giroux has been stringing together a bunch of really good games and perfect timing from my guy Senator here. G's second fastest Sen to 100 points. Suck it, Yash. And yeah, Claude Giroux is that dude. And he's showing it. He goes 65% in the dot, a goal and an assist tonight. Ross, Giroux might eclipse or surpass, I should say, his point total from last season. And our guy, guest of the show, his trainer, Tony Greco, told us, guys, I know this is cliche to be saying from a trainer and right before training camp and in the off season. But Giroux's in the best shape of his life. He's going to have another big year here, and clearly he was right on the head right there, because Claude Giroux is continuing to have a great game, and I like that line of Brady, Norris, and Giroux as well. Maybe not the most effective line, but they're playing well too, and it's allowing the rest of the roster to shake out nicely. So shout out G.
How many shots on goal in this game for Claude Giroux?
Oh, I think he had a bunch. I could tell you right now, 5 shots on goal in 21 minutes and 13 seconds.
That's amazing. And if you look at it as well, I'm just going to ballpark the last one. I'll say 58 point. I'll just leave it as it. What was he tonight? Around 60%?
In the dot?
Yeah.
65 exactly. 65%.
So I'll bump him up 0.1 for his time in Ottawa. Guys, I know okay. I came almost too prepared tonight. I was ready tonight with this one. And when it's on with Claude Giroux, I've already got the template ready to go. Ooh, so this wasn't going to miss. And you just look, the numbers are actually like so incredible that they have to be looked at in front of the screen. 101 points in 104 games. By the way, can we talk for just a moment how Danny Heatley is first? So he's second. Danny Heatley got 100 points in 80 games.
Wait, I thought Yashin was first.
No, he said suck it. Yeah, Yashin was third.
Oh, gotcha.
No, it was close. Yes. It was like Yashin was third at like 107, something like that. And he got it at 104, and then Heatley's at 80.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's insane. I mean, when you get back-to-back 50-goal seasons, that'll happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got it right here. Yeah, 107 for Yashin, 104 for Giroux, and 80 for Danny Heatley. So shout out to John Perlberg with TSN for that. Even when the game isn't on TSN, TSN brings you the best stat of the night. And shout out to Claude Giroux as well for being a Sens Central standout in this one. Can I just do Jacob for my Sens Central standout? Because I want all three of them.
Yeah, honestly, go for it. I will allow it.
It's so impressive to see what Jake Sanderson is doing for his age, dude. Like, look at the ups and downs from him. I'm just going to point out, and I know there's been some injury concerns with him, but heck, Sanderson went through some injuries when he was in college, but like, Jamie Drysdale has had moments where it's like, yeah, we see the potential, but the consistency of Jake Sanderson when he's not paired with Travis Hamonic this year, if you took out all of his time with Hamonic, it's his numbers, I bet, are among the best defensemen in the league.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Jake Sanderson there's so many times throughout the game where he's, I don't want to say out of the play, but a normal player would kind of be out of the play, but his skating is so good. He's right back in it. And not only does he get back in the play, he makes the right play to break it up defensively. And then you mix in his offensive capabilities. Sure, it's an empty net goal, but it's still a really skilled play to send it 200 feet that high right in the net. And he continues to be an excellent player that is just going to get better and better and better. I mean, he's still on his entry-level contract. And then after that, you got him locked up for 8 more years. So enjoy the next 9 years of Jake Sanderson, as we'll get to watch him grow into his prime and play in his prime as an Ottawa Senator. It's beautiful.
It really is, man. The poise that he plays with, he's always thinking the right way. And like, I honestly want to give almost as big of a shout out recently to Jacob Bernard Docker, because like they never played together at North Dakota. Like they played on the same team, but they were never on a pair together. It was always JBD with Matt Kierstead, and they were only there for the 1 year together. Sanderson, it was like we didn't want to give him too much too soon, but then by the second part of the year, it's like, oh, now we have 2 great pairs, because he was so good and controlling the play in the right way. So for those two to find chemistry right away, I mean, both of them would probably tell you they're easy to play with, right? JBD doesn't want the puck on his stick too much, but I even thought he was more confident. Even a couple times tonight, Pillsy, Sanderson would leave it behind the net, and JBD actually ran the breakout, I noticed a couple times. So, he's showing so much more confidence. He tried to lay a good hit on Alex DeBrincat, but wasn't able to quite, knock him down the way he has a few guys recently. But they were both great. And as you already noted earlier in the show, that Jacob Chychrun was also skating in this one and putting pucks on net. Did it hit for me? 2 shots at over 2.5. But he matched his shot total with 2 assists tonight. And after being -2 against Toronto, he's +2 tonight. So a nice night for our guy, Jacob Chychrun. And the Senators decor as a whole, like, you look at it like Zub, just calm, steady presence. And I think you're really just looking at who's going to replace Hamonic sooner rather than later. And is this something, Pilsy, where you look outside the organization? I think that might be if the Senators can win a few more games, because you can't be, I don't think, in the position that Ottawa is and, make a buying move just yet. I think this core needs to figure it out a little bit, but that could be a conversation that comes up sooner rather than later. Is it time to go out and get, a guy? And Chris Tanev just comes to mind because he's very good at defensive hockey player and he signed to a 1-year expiring contract. I think those are two things that would be really good for Ottawa, but I think the price to acquire him would be much too high right now. You want to see what you have when you have Shane Pinto in, and you want to see how everything looks up front. But man, it's tempting because you see the nucleus of what these guys have right now outside of them.
Well, and they can't afford his cap either, which is unfortunate. So I think if they were to do something, Ross, it would kind of be taking a flyer on a bottom pair defenseman on an expiring deal just to kind of bolster things at like maybe a cheap draft pick cost. They just don't have a lot of flexibility, unfortunately, right now. But with Thomas Chabot being on LTIR and no kind of definitive timeline, maybe you're enticed to do that and then just try to figure it out later, move some money out later. But it'll be interesting. I think before they do that, Ross, they should give Max Gannett at least a look, right? Like, why not see what you got if that's what you're going to do before you go out and move money and spend draft picks to bring a guy in?
Okay, I like that. Any final thoughts, Pilsy? This has been a great postcast. Over 500 citizens in the chat throughout the night. We got a boots on the ground report from our guys, Jeff and Jeff, spelled differently, I may add.
Nice.
But a couple beauties. They run another Ottawa Senators blog, it's called. So they're absolute beauties. Boots on the ground tonight with my cousin Matthew. So great to have that perspective. Dr. Bob, we got to see on TV tonight. And this is the difference between TSN and Sportsnet. I will say this. TSN goes, hey, that's Dr. Bob.
Yes.
Sportsnet's like, look at these Sens fans, right? Like, they don't personalize it.
Yeah, and I think the comment too was, a quick trip for Sens fans to come to Detroit. A quick trip? Dr. Bob has put over 100,000 kilometers on that Toyota. Get with it.
But we do know he lives in Southern Ontario, so this probably is the closest place.
True. I mean, fair. Yeah, fair. Maybe they knew that. We'll give them benefit of the doubt. Maybe they knew that.
Kevin wants a postcast after dark. Kevin, we've just decided that it's Saturday. Like, we're after dark right now, Kev. Like, we're going with an extra long one. The citizens are being great in the chat. We absolutely love it. Couple Wings fans have come and gone. They've listened to our takes. They've hated them, and then they leave. So it's all good, man. They fly away with their broken wings. But right now, it's all vibing after the Sens get the victory. Back to 500. 11-11. Praise Alfie.
Let's
down
go.
to 22 games, and a busy month continues. But Pilsy, I feel like wrapping up the postcast sometimes, looking at the out of town scoreboard's kind of nice if people are waking up and looking. You know where I'm going with
scoreboard.
This.
Yes.
You know where I'm going with this, eh?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yet another 3-point game for Atlantic Division teams. The Montreal Canadiens get the win in a shootout over the Buffalo Sabres. And Ross, to add salt to the wound here, in almost all of the East Coast versus West Coast matchups, the East Coast teams won. Boston versus Arizona, Boston wins. New Jersey versus Calgary, New Jersey wins. Toronto versus Nashville, Toronto wins. I'm trying to look at, the New York Islanders win in overtime here. Philly is winning in their game. And of course, Tampa is winning in their game. So like the out of town scoreboard, the hockey gods are just smiting the Ottawa Senators.
But do you know what I'm gaining from this?
Tell me. Let's hear it.
These aren't the games in hand because everybody's playing.
Nice. I like that spin zone, Ross. I mean,
we still got our games right here.
Yeah. We got the games. Our cup runneth over with games in hand, but you got to win those games in hand, and you got to have those teams lose as you go along here. So a nice victory for the Ottawa Senators, though. We're not gonna water it down here by the out of town scoreboard, because a 5-1 win over the Detroit Red Wings is a beautiful thing.
Like, no bad performances tonight.
No, I mean, like, even Hamonic, like, obviously not a great game, but I'm not looking at him being like, wow, that was terrible. So, and Zach McEwen doesn't play, so that's nice. And you know what? This is great for Yuri Smejkal. Like, that video of him doing the rookie lap, Ross, we haven't seen anything close to a smile on Yuri Smekal's face all season. He was grinning from cheek to cheek. So you love to see that from a guy in his mid to late 20s getting an opportunity to play in the NHL after a long road to get here, like you mentioned, Ross. So hopefully that can spark some fire in Yuri Smekal, because I believe he can be a nice fourth line player.
Yeah, he only played 6:55 tonight. We talked about it, not much at all in the first period. Got out there for a garbage time power play with the last 2 minutes in this game. And like he's got to play the next game, right? Like you can't take him out. You're not changing anything when you go home and play Carolina. Now, Carolina is a speed team. They are an on-you fast team. So it'll be interesting to see how Smekal's game responds to that, because he's more of a big body grind you down low. But yeah, I'm excited to see what solid, no mistakes, right? That's what you needed from Smake. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to go a step further. He had a nice little chip and chase where he evaded the defenseman, went in, poked the puck, went off, and then 30 seconds later or less, then they score that Kubalik goal. So it wasn't a direct assist, but my guy Max was quick to mention to me, because he texted me earlier today. He said, I got this feeling about Yuri Smekal. So he goes, I'm going to take a quarter credit on that one with the situation. But no, all joking aside, we are, again, waiting update for Dylan Larkin, hoping that he's all right. We're waiting to hear that David Perron has a hearing with the league. And you know what? To me, Matthew Joseph answered the bell, fought Christian Fischer in the start of the third period, and got booed the rest of the night. I like the vibes with the boos. I think that's good. Ottawa obviously booing Alex DeBrincat. And my final note, Pillsy, is just a classic Alex DeBrincat game. Gets his point on the power play. Otherwise, not very noticeable. 3 shots on goal. Fanned on a glorious opportunity, the equivalent of hitting the post, fanning on it. And he's dashed 3 at the end of the night. So,
well, I don't know, Ross. Maybe just lazy on some plays. Maybe not his best effort going for the puck. And yeah.
Oh, he was so happy when Kane scored that goal. So to watch it just disintegrate was just fantastic to see.
Yeah, you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it if you're a Sens fan.
So those are our thoughts on this game. Let's get some Go Sens Go in the chat. We are nearing the 1 hour mark, which means it's been a phenomenal postcast, getting the chance to chat with everybody after the Ottawa Senators earned a glorious 5-1 victory, already their third matchup against the Detroit Red Wings this season. When's the final one?
2-1 record also.
What's that?
2-1 record versus the Wings so far in the first 3 games. Thank you.
When is the final game?
Oh, it's gotta be late.
I hope it's like,
no, here it is. January 31st, Ross, in Detroit.
Oh, so that's middle. That's game 47. So hey, Shane Pinto will be in the lineup the next time these two teams face off, hopefully.
Let's hope so. Yeah, let's hope so.
Oh man, the chat's been fantastic tonight. We really appreciate you all. Steve G, Buck, Danny, Sens fan in Van. You guys are all so kind. Mo as well, Nicholas, and Sens fan. And let's answer. I don't know if you saw this one already. Nicholas asking, are we getting Giroux jerseys? That white one right there has no name or no number. That's going to be a Claude Giroux jersey. It has to be. The way he plays, the heart, soul, determination. It has to be a Sens fan must-have for this era. Because I still think we're like 3-4 years left in the Claude Giroux era. I really do believe he's not even like close to fit.
He's going past this contract. How
could he?
Say with certainty. Yeah.
He's getting multi-point nights every second game.
Yeah.
He must be having so much fun, and he wants his kids to grow up around it. So, Nicholas, it's the hardest of hard yeses that we are rocking Giroux jerseys. Giroux jerseys are going to be cool for the rest of time at the CTC. So, get one for sure. Appreciate that, Nick, and appreciate the Ottawa Senators for showing up tonight and making our job fun here in the postcast. We vent or vibe, but certainly the night that I take this whole travel day with the fire helmet. Shout out to Ottawa Fire Service and Nick DeFazio. I needed to be able to put it on and rock it with pride as the Ottawa Senators earn a 5-1 victory over the Detroit Red Wings at Little Caesars Palace in Detroit. A road win for Ottawa. They outshoot the Detroit Red Wings 37-31, and they come out with the 5-1 victory. For Brandon Pillar, I'm Ross Levitan. This has been the Postcast presented by the Locked On Senators podcast and the Glebe Central Pub. Go make sure to visit the Glebe Central Pub right in the heart of the Glebe. Visit them for great food, tasty drinks, and oh yeah, the Sens Shuttle. Get to and from the CTC for $17 round trip. Let's get some Go Sens Go in the chat. We will see you all on Monday for another edition of the Locked On Senators podcast. It's your team every day.